This week in gaming and tech news. We have a studio working on a new Fallout game that isn't Bethesda. We have some Black Flag Resynced reviews and sale numbers. And Steam is popping off with another year with record numbers. So let's get into it. But first, if I may be a little bit cheeky and ask if you like this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you hate me, you can always unsubscribe. Let's start with some Black Flag sale numbers, shall we? So Black Flag's already sold over 2 million copies in its first day. And in comparison, Assassin's Creed Shadows reached 1 million on its first day, so we're doubling that. I do think Black Flag Resynced will be the biggest Assassin's Creed in numbers. It's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to Black Flag Resynced, as there's some negative reviews on Steam, with of course Ubisoft's biggest problem, which is microtransactions. And Ubisoft have came out and said they are optional, but players are still annoyed that they still feel like they're being rammed down our throat, which I do agree with, but I'm glad there isn't the stuff that, like, they usually have, like, treasure reveals so you can see all the treasure on the map, or XP multipliers that you can buy, so they don't have that this time. But they're always going to have microtransactions. They need another way to make money, and I feel like it's just something that we just have to get over, unfortunately. But what also sucks about the launch of Black Flag Resynced is that there were layoffs now that it's been released, with apparently 51 employees at Ubisoft Barcelona being let go. And I do think that is quite common for when a game is released, there is layoffs. Probably most of the time it's restructuring, so they're going to a different project. So maybe the layoff aspect is a bit different, but I guess they don't need as many employees as they've released this game now. So it does suck that we're still getting layoffs. But we just have to see what happens. Next. Okay, Obsidian is reportedly working on a new Fallout game after Xbox apparently cancelled a Valve sequel. There's also reports saying Avowed 2 is still being worked on by Obsidian. So I think they're just not having that as a priority, and their priority is pushing a new Fallout. I'm guessing it's going to be a Fallout New Vegas remake, because they haven't worked on a Fallout game in a while, so a remake kind of gives them the best aspects of making something in the Fallout universe, but something that it won't take too long as it's a remake. And I think the Fallout series definitely needs something. It's been far too long, and I'm not the biggest Fallout fan, but there's a lot of Fallout fans out there who are just starving, man, by so much from Bethesda. And hey, do you know what could be crazy is that if this remake looks better than Fallout 5, it might not even be a remake. Imagine it's just like Fallout 77, new live service Fallout game. I definitely think under Asher Sharma they're going to push the heavy IPs. You can see they're doing it with Gears, Fallout, and they might even try and get a spin-off Elder Scrolls game out. So yeah, I definitely think Xbox needs to try something, and yeah, I definitely think it's a change in strategy from Xbox. Next. Okay, as the struggles of PlayStation and Xbox are happening, Valve are popping off with 11 billion in revenue in the first half of 2026, which is just insane, and it just shows you how much the PC market is growing. I don't really think, with all the price hikes of consoles, and I know it's happening with PC, but I still just think PC is the place to be. PlayStation, you don't know physical media, so if you're not even having that, PC has all the deals, there's competition, you have Epic Game Store, you have Steam, and that just creates for companies like Valve to make Steam the place to be, and it just works. And yeah, it'll probably be up next year, and we just have to see how it does for the rest of 2026. And also, I think what's also helped is that the Chinese market has improved a lot in Steam, with apparently 50% of all Steam accounts belonging to Chinese speakers, so they might have tapped into a new market, which has really helped Valve. With also Forza Horizon 6 being the biggest game and selling the most on Steam, followed by Requiem. So yeah, that's just some information about how Steam's doing. Next, okay, it's time for the quickfire. Okay, I don't really know what to make of this, but Xbox CEO Asher Sharma is joining the Federal Reverse Advisory Task Force, which is focused on jobs, productivity, and impact of AI, with her being one of the 3 members on the task force. And the purpose of the task force is to assess the economic impact of general purpose technologies, including AI, Federal Reserve's policy judgments. And yeah, she was the head of AI at Xbox, so I guess she is very qualified for the job, but just thought I would say that. And originally I was going to say about Meta putting a new feature on Instagram, but they've already pulled it back with the backlash where users could use AI to make fake images from user content on Instagram, where you tag the original public account and you can use their images and create your own content based on theirs. And I already know why that's controversial. I don't even know why they thought it was a good idea. But like most companies, they made it on, you're already signed up for it by default. So if your account's public, people could just use your content and AI slop it, basically. And you have to sign out for it. But after the sparked blowback due to privacy concerns, Meta had to admit it missed the mark and the feature will be no longer available. Okay, Apple is suing OpenAI as it's claiming its employees of theft and trade secrets through insider information by hiring employees from Apple. The lawsuit filed on Friday, and they're suing OpenAI due to 2 of its employees, claiming it engaged in a pattern of theft of Apple's confidential product development and related work. This is due to the employees working a long time at Apple, leaving the company to join OpenAI. The OpenAI spokesperson said, "We have no interest in other companies, so we just have to see how this goes." I did remember there being like where loads of different people were leaving different companies, and it was like they're going in a circle, just switching companies. And I feel like I don't really know how you don't give away trade secrets. You know what's going on, so you could just, they're doing it different from us, and it works there or something like that. I know there is like NDAs, but I feel like the human mind like knows what it knows. Speaking of ChatGPT, their web browser Atlas has already been shut down with less than a year after it launched. Turns out I never even really used it, as I don't think an AI web browser makes much sense, as it can actually be quite a security risk if it just goes on malware links and it doesn't really know what it's looking at. But that's just not something I really need AI-ified, and yeah, it makes sense. I don't think they had the numbers they thought they were going to get, and yeah, it just shows that not everyone wants AI in everything. And even more on OpenAI, they've rolled out their model 5.6 with the limited preview period over, with it now receiving the green light from the Trump administration for public rollout, with Sam Altman saying it's the best model we have produced. Sony has settled a lawsuit with a 5-marathon game director who sued PlayStation and Bungie for more than 200 mil. The former developer Christopher Barrett, with Barrett being the original game director of Marathon and was fired for internal misconduct investigation, but he believed that his name should have been on the credits, and now his name will be added to the credits of Marathon after Sony have reached a settlement with the former developer. CEO of Palabest gave a briefing saying that there is a Switch 2 port of Crimson Desert being in the work, but it still might be a while, and we're just working out how everything's going to work. I was hoping that this game was going to be on Switch 2, and now it's going to be, but it's still quite a while. And Meta's apparently working on their smart glasses, being able to record all the time, with the company working on a prototype Super Sensing that's always aware, that can continuously record and make snap photos every few seconds, allowing the wearer to ask about the audio and images captured. However, the audio or photos may not be directly available to the user. But man, everyone's just going to always be recorded, and eventually we're not going to get any privacy. Do we even have privacy now? Probably not, babe. How many workers at the Mind's Eye studio are protesting a fan event this weekend after multiple rounds of layoffs outside the premises? Apparently the workers will gather outside the premises and protest the studio, and are protesting about the fact that the studio funded the event but just did layoffs, and it just sucked. And this was a game that was just not handled well, and it just sucked. I mentioned last video that the original Switch is being discontinued in Europe, but apparently it's going to have global availability without the just not being in Europe. So they'll continue selling the Switch 1, I guess, in just all the markets but Europe. So that's this week's gaming and tech news, and I'll see you in the next one.
Latest gaming and tech news every week. Keeping nerds up to date. Yeah, you know the rest.